How has week 1 been for you? I think, you know what? Having seen a few seasons of Love Island now, this hasn't been a bad first week, everyone. It's been okay. There's been some nice little surprises. There's been a cast who are kind of getting together and gelling slowly. There's been some interesting characters. So yeah, I don't think we've had a bad start. I think we've actually done all right. Let's see if we can maintain this momentum going forward into week 2, shall we? We have our first look press release for the day. So let's have a look and see what happens following all the drama from Friday night, where the girls could watch the boys at their little beer and bants event and saw the new bombshells arrive and some of their quote-unquote boyfriends, they're not really that, are they, go off with some of the new bombshells. Here we go. After their unexpected night with the big screen, the girls take some time to reflect on watching the boys getting to know the bombshells. Helena tells the girls, my man, basically saying I'm a massive red flag because of something I've done in the past and I'm a big party girl. To which Alima says, double standards, that's what I said in my video about him. And Meg adds, come in as a bombshell, but don't talk about us. Shakira says, you don't know any of us, it's rude. As Helena says, I'm raging about the disrespect. And the girls were quite angry about the bombshells, weren't they, guys? They were using quite fruity language. But they don't have long to debrief about the boys, as suddenly their one-on-one dates start playing on the big screen. And they rush back over from the mini fire pit to tune in to the latest. So that means, you know, the boys who went off with the bombshells have their little dates. Now, away from the other boys, Harry tells Yasmin what he's looking for. The main thing is ambition. Is it really, Harry? Come on. Someone that wants a family. I'm 30 and I'm ready for it. I've got my SHIT together. This stirs up a reaction among the girls watching, and it gets more tense when he talks about Shakira, saying potentially there's unfinished business. I think she knows that as well. It's just not the right time. She has pride. She's only 22, but she's ahead of her years and has a lot of self-respect. As Helena adds, that was a dig, saying she's got self-respect. Oh dear, Harry, you really are kind of messing things up for yourself here. Yasmin asks Harry, are you open to getting to know other people, or do you like what you've got with Helena? Up next, they watch Connor and Emily get to know one another. As Connor states, whatever I do, I want to be respectful. I'm definitely going to get to know you. Back at the villa, this goes down well with the girls, with Tony dubbing him my respectful king. Dejon and Malisha's talk turns flirty as they toast to new beginnings, and Dejon insists they should look in each other's eyes when they cheers, as Malisha teases, you're making me shy. Sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. Is it Malisha or Malisha? Let's say Militia, because militia sounds like a kind of military unit in some sort of revolution. Later, the boys and bombshells return to the villa and spot the huge screen and quickly realise what's been happening, and Tommy tentatively asks, what have you been up to? Megan tells him, we were watching you, while Tommy replies, oh, S-word. Dejon tells the boys, that's not how boys chat goes. Boys chat stays in the boys chat. As the night goes on, Helena has some choice words for Harry about what he said during the boys' chat. Later, Meg tells Dejon exactly how she's feeling about watching his date, telling him you failed the test, as she adds, I'm not here to play games. Well, Love Island is a game. Whilst Dejon takes on board some of Meg's comments, he's left feeling some of it wasn't warranted. When he's later seen laughing at the mini fire pit with Malisha, it doesn't go unnoticed by Meg, who notes, I don't think I've ever seen Dejon laugh so much. After a frosty night, the next day the islanders are still feeling the after effects of the evening's events. Harry and Helena head to the terrace, and she tells him, I don't know where we go from here. I don't know how we can move forward. Meanwhile, Connor chats to Emily in the snug as he tells her, the vibe I've got, we're on the same wavelength, everything you said, I want someone to look after me and listen to me. I feel like that's me. Okay, so tonight's episode is a Fallout episode through and through, and we seem to be zoning in on those 3 boys who went off with those 3 bombshells. And why wouldn't we? Harry has kind of ruined things with Helena by his silly little talk about how, you know, she's a party girl, and he admitted himself, I've done worse, but it was double standards of him to kind of imply that, you know, if Helena's still in her party girl phrase, that's not for him because he's so mature, you know, when clearly he isn't. He obviously likes women and he's obviously had a lot of adventures, should we say, with women. Now, Connor, he was never really kind of, I mean, him and Tony did have a kiss and stuff, but were they really getting anywhere? I'm not entirely sure. So it looks like he's going to zone in now on Emily. And again, I don't really feel like that's a bad thing, because I don't think what he has with Tony is particularly big and didn't really seem to be going anywhere, although it was incredibly early days. I feel sorry for Tony because, you know what, over the last few episodes, I've really grown to like her. She seems like a nice person, and she seems like a woman with her head screwed on, and she seems to understand men quite well. I get the impression that all the silly, juvenile behaviour really doesn't faze her in one bit. It's really quite... well, I'm quite amazed. Anyway, on the other hand, you've got someone like Meg, who's seeing Dejon with someone else is clearly going absolutely ballistic. And again, Dejon was never fully committed to Meg, but Meg watching him on that screen, she did get incredibly jealous incredibly quickly. And I'm not surprised if Dejon wants to explore another avenue. Again, it's only week 1. He can do that. He didn't have, you know, like a really deep relationship with Meg. They were getting on very well. They seemed to be being very cordial and pleasant and nice to each other. But Dejon did say, guys, episode 1 last week, he said he has a wandering eye. He likes to look at other women. You know, he did warn us that basically he does kind of not necessarily just go for one. And that if he did find one, it would have to be someone very special for him to want to settle down. So maybe Malisha's that person. Malisha is that person. Maybe she is. And, you know, if he gets on with her better than he does Meg, sadly, that's Love Island. Anyway, what do you think? Thoughts below, please. Do you think there's going to be lots of drama here, or do you think it's going to peter out quite quickly? Because it's such early days, isn't it? Normally they let these couples kind of do a good, you know, 2 or 3 weeks maybe before they send in something to really break up the relationships. And, of course, cuss her more eventually. But, yeah, I feel like this is all a bit difficult to get hot under the collar about, because no one is actually that close yet. People have hit it off, but that doesn't mean they'd want to stay together, you know, for a really long period of time. I am wondering what's going to happen to the other guys. Like, you know, what's going to happen with Tommy? What's going to happen with Ben? You know, the others who we haven't really seen, you know, Rebel and all those kind of people. Are they going to put a foot wrong? Are they going to get with the other bombshells? Are those girls going to get upset? We shall see, of course. Anyway, that's your first look for today. As always, discuss below, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Goodbye.